Welcome guys. Today I am going to be showing you how you can build step-by-step process of appointment booking chatbot in Voiceflow. Now this is a follow-up video from my previous video. If you go back and if you look at the Voiceflow video that I've released, I've just shown you the demo of how everything works. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can create the backend process, like the step-by-step tutorial, how to create the tools, the prompt, the conversational flow, everything. So let's get started. So this is going to be like when you sign in, if you're a new user, you can get a 7-day free trial. If you're already there, if you're already signed in, or if you're an existing user, you'll get like $100 free credit. So which is not much. You can hardly do few stuff, but it can be enough for you to get up and running or get an idea of what Voiceflow is. So when you start, you're going to create a new project. So let me name the project Appointment Booking Chatbot Demo. So we're going to start off with the basic template, but you can also start. There are ready-made templates already, but I'm not going to be doing that. So click on Create Project. So this is going to be the dashboard that even you guys will see. So just click on just delete this thing. How I selected this is shift and drag and delete it. So that's how we do. Now I'm going to show you now Voiceflow. They released an agent before and all of this thing was there. So let me show you how everybody used to build a chatbot before. So they used to click on this talk, they clicked on this message note, drag and drop over here. So that's what even I was also doing before, everybody else also. So they just type in like some welcome message like welcome, how can I assist you today. So something like that they used to do. And then they used to add like choices, or no, first they used to go to listen and they used to click on this capture, and we used to change from these entities to capture entire user reply and save it into last utterance or some type of custom variable. We used to do that, and then we were connecting it to another node called response AI. So that was before any new updates came, but that response AI is same thing as this prompt step over here. So you click on this create a prompt. So now this is like a new way of, you just give like a system prompt and the user prompt. So same thing like how in ChatGPT or in make.com, how you use the ChatGPT module, how do you give the prompt? So that's the same thing over here. So you can choose the model over here, change the model. So it's by default it's on Cloud 4. Right now I am on a free account. That's why I can't use like all the other GPT models. So that's why. So this is how everybody used to build. So let me just show you how to build the appointment process. So let me just delete everything. So let's start from fresh. So this is going to be a start node. Now the first node obviously is going to be a welcome message. So that I'm obviously going to do that through again message. So drag and drop over here. Always name your nodes as well. So I'll name it as welcome mode, something like that. So we'll be like welcome. Let's say we're building this for dental care. Welcome to Mary's Dental Care. How can I help you today? And you can generate like 3 different variants or 5, anything you want. After doing that, just leave it like that. And then we can give either the user options like choices, or we can listen it through when they type in the message. So just connect this thing, drag and drop over, connect it to this welcome node. So I'm going to show you both ways. So click on listen. In that listen, click on choices. We want choices. Choices work exactly as buttons, but with buttons you cannot capture the customer's intent. Buttons are useful when you have like when you're in certain situation where it's either yes or a no, nothing else. So buttons can be useful in those type of scenarios. So now right now let's create a choice. So this is going to be appointment booking, right? So we'll be like a button over here, book and book appointment, or book a demo, something like that, book an appointment. Then you can give different, like I like to do this everything separately: book appointment separate, cancel separate, reschedule separate. Because if you do everything now in this Voiceflow, if you drag and drop this agent over here, this is going to be again a single prompting agent. So if you add all of this into this one single agent, the agent will get confused and will hallucinate more. And also it will become very difficult for you to find errors or debug. So that's why I like to do everything like separate, book an appointment separate, cancel separate, reschedule separate, because it is easier to follow up as well. So the next will be like reschedule appointments, then cancel appointments, and then will be like customer support. So customer support is basically you can do that, or FAQs you can add. Let's start FAQs like this. So with this FAQs, it will refer to the knowledge base that you will provide. Now you can this is going to be the trigger. Now if you click on this book appointment, you can see this intent over here. Now right now there's no intent over here. To create an intent, just click on this and click on create an intent. When you create and give a name for the intent, so this is for book an appointment. So the intent name also will be book an appointment. Book an appointment. So and also give a description as well. So for example, trigger this event when the user wants to book an appointment or is looking to schedule one later, something like that. When the user wants to book an appointment, or so this is going to be the description. Now this utterance is basically you're giving this voice flow agent, or like something like backend, the AI model in this, giving it examples like how the user would want to book an appointment. So let's say, like, just imagine yourself going on a website and you're chatting with a chatbot. How would you like type in the message that how you want to book an appointment? So you'll be like, I want to book an appointment, something like that. You will say to the chat GPT, or let's say you may be lazy, you'll be like book an appointment or something like that. Or you'll be like, if you're very lazy, you'll be like book now, something like that. Or schedule an appointment, you like appointment for today at 2 p.m. So these are all how human would interact with the chatbot. So you just give like few examples, and you can just hover over this generate button and you click on generate 20 sample phrases. You just click on generate, the AI will do the rest for you. When you do that, you can see this utterance bar over here, it went like fully green. So when it goes like that, it means that the intent of whenever the user interacts with this chatbot, the intent that is going to capture is very strong. So it can quickly identify the intent and direct them to the pathway much more quickly. So that's why it is important that your endpoints is at green, and you can see all the different types of examples. So like, I need to book an appointment for next week. Do you have any available slots for an appointment? Something like this. Can you help me schedule appointment for dental checkup? I want to book an appointment with Dr. Smith. So these are all different examples. So after doing that, just click on create intent. So that's the intent created for book an appointment. The same process I just showed you. You're going to do the same thing for rescheduling, cancel, and FAQ. So let me show you for rescheduling. So again, go here, create an intent, give it a name, description. So reschedule appointment. So like trigger this when the user wants to reschedule an appointment. Or don't mind the spelling, let me just change the spelling. So give an example, like example, want to so just keep giving examples. What is your rescheduling process? Something like that. And then just click on generate 20 samples. Yeah, see, I need to change the time of my appointment. How can I rearrange my appointment? I have a scheduling conflict. I need to change my appointment. I want to modify the date and time. So all the different types of this thing, examples that AI will generate for you. And you just need to click on create intent. So let me also do it for cancel appointment as well. Okay, maybe you should don't write this. How can I cancel my appointment? Now this is a question, right? So this can directly be answered through FAQs. So just cancel that. So you'll be like, I want to cancel my appointment, cancellation process or something. If they ask anything related to that, okay, it's all going to go to this FAQs, or you can do anything that you want. So let me just give this to example and see what it creates. So I need to cancel my appointment. Please cancel my appointment. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, yeah. This is fine. Just click on create intent. After creating intent, let me also create an intent for FAQ as well. So this will be FAQ. Trigger this when the user questions or queries regarding their being there. Also, no, queries regarding their appointments, checks, appointments. Then what else? Pricing or services. Then what else? Doctors available, something like that, etc. So you can give like that. So it can be like like what type of something like that. Then click on enter. Then what is the procedure for tooth extractions, like that, or like how long will it take to recover after after I've done some such like I've done surgery for my teeth. So basically, these type of questions is certain type of doctor available? You can also do that as well. Like if you have a doctor working like Dr. Smith or something, is Dr. Smith available? You can answer like those type of questions as well. Obviously, it can all be all answer from the knowledge base, something like that. So then click on generate this thing. 20 sample phrases. Okay, CT generated. Can I schedule an appointment with Dr. Smith? That should not come in this FAQs. It should go to the book and appointment. So let me just remove that. Then it's always important to check once. Always. Do you have any information about post-surgery care for tooth extraction, potential risk and complications, implant surgery? So like specific dentist, like all this type of this thing. So let me just check. Do a quick check. See, can I get a same day appointment for a consultation? Okay, yeah, that is a good one. Financing options. Yeah, this is fine. Then click on create an intent. Now you should turn. Now you can see over here that here there are three options here: no match, no reply, and listen for other intents. You need to turn enable this listen for other intents, because if you disable this, it will not. It will capture. Let's say you want to book an appointment. When booking an appointment, let's say you have some questions or something. It will not. If this is not enabled, it will not identify that FAQ question. So the agent will get this chatbot will get confused and will not provide the accurate response that it should provide. So that's why you need to always enable this. So whenever you're any part of this conversation flow, it can always listen to other inputs and take them to that part. So that's what that is. And this no match and no reply is basically the same thing. Now here you have four options. Now let's say if the customer doesn't even ask something that is not even relevant to this, so that's a no match, right? So if they'll be like, what is the cricket score? Can you check the stock market for me? If they say something like that, that is completely irrelevant to us. That is what this no match pathway is about. You can just let me just zoom on a little bit. Yeah, you can just see here, and you can also ask them something. You can either prompt the AI how it should respond, or you can create your own pathway. So you can just enable this follow path after read prompt. Just click on that no match label, and you can you know connect it to different nodes. Like another message node, you can be like something like, sorry, we can only or provide help with your dental care, something like that, some bullshit like that, and then generate three different variants or something, and name this as no match mode, no match node, and then afterwards you can just end the conversation there as well. So you can just go over here, go to this action. You can see this end. You can either do that, or you can also provide now in this type of scenario. Now the user are already asked like a need element question, so we do not want to you can just use the button over here. In this button, you can be like, take me back to start, or like schedule an appointment, something like that. You can also do this, or you can be like end conversation, something like that. Or if you do not give like this, and you just let me just remove this. If you remove this, you can just if you just go here, click on action and click on this end. So as soon as it come here, it will just immediately end the conversation. So or else when you give these options, you can again take them back to different this thing pathways. You can also do that. So you can also do that. I'll show you how to do this. Now let me just connect this block over here. So after do this, take me back to the start. You can just go here, click on actions. You can see this go to block over here. Click on this go to block, select a block, start with this is the workflow that you're currently in, and click on welcome node. You can do that. Schedule an appointment. You can go here, click on this go to block. No, I haven't been to any this thing, another this thing. I haven't connected anything to this, so I'll connect that and I'll show you. Now let's say you want to end the conversation, just go over here, click on action and click on it. So it will immediately end the conversation. Now let me just test it out. Click on this play button over here. Now let's say let me give some no match variables. So let's say now you can either select from here or you can just type in this. So I'll be like, what is today's cricket? What is the score between India and England? Something like that. Now this is going to be a no match node. It will go down that node over here. See, it went down this node. Apologies, we can only assist with dental care, and you get these three options. You can do this. Let me just click on take me back to start. If it does that, see, it went to the same thing. Start over here. Thank you for choosing. Now again, same thing over here. So let me say, what type of services? No, wait. Let me be like, do you offer insurance services? It did not do anything, but I'll show you how it went. Yeah, it did not answer anything because I wasn't connected to anything. Now this is something new as well about Voiceflow, where you can see the logs over here. Before it wasn't like this. This is something new. So let me just cancel everything over here. Let me show you. Let me create other this thing. So if you want to book an appointment, go over here. Now this is all going to be connected to an agent. So let's say for book an appointment, let's do check availability and book appointment with same agent, one agent. Rescheduling also, let me see if I can do with no, let me do rescheduling with another agent. Okay, we know. Let me just see. Okay, in the previous video, I did all three of them in one agent. So you can do that, but I'll show you again how to do this. So let me say booking agent. So just connect it to that. Now, if you don't want to use these type of pathways or like this type of call like this, you can also connect it like how I've done it over here, like connect it to welcome node. But I do recommend doing like this to this because I don't. It makes it easier. So let me just go over here, select an agent, click on new agent. Now name this agent. You will like booking or appointment agent, something like that. Do like this. Now they've released a new integration with inbuilt tools, like you can directly connect to make.com from this tool only, or Google Sheets, Zendex, Airtable, anything, or API already was there. Now let's say if you want to connect to Make, you can just you need to first connect to make.com and then click on run scenario over here. When you do this, first you need to make a connection to make.com. So let me see. I haven't done this before, so let me see what. Okay, you need to get this URL. Okay, so the URL you will get in make.com. In make.com, you have to go to settings and you'll get your own this type of organization zone. So that zone you have to go and see there and connect it to that. So I haven't done this before. I'll do that. I don't know. I'll see if I can do that later. So I can do all of that. This thing. Let me do that later. Now let me explain. Now knowledge base also. Let's say okay, I haven't done. See the way I create knowledge base is just go to ChatGPT. I literally go to ChatGPT and ask like create a knowledge base for dental clinic that contains all these services, all these things. So let me just go here, create a comprehensive for a dental clinic that that contains Don't mind the spelling, but I'm just writing how it is because ChatGPT is smart enough to go through all of this. Content services, pricing, procedures, something insurance, doctors, something like that. So yeah, I'll just give like this. The entire ChatGPT will generate for me. After doing that, I just copy it and paste it on Google Doc, and I'll download it as PDF and just upload it over here. So by doing that, it will answer through this thing also. Now let me just try. When you do this, obviously you need to give the prompt to it. So prompt will be like role like that. Then you excellent appointment booking agent. So that's how I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to write the entire prompt for you guys, but you get the idea. Like that only you give it a role, instructions, tools, some type of notes, example, conversation flow. You can do all of that. You can just click on this inbuilt prompt only, automatic appointment specialist. Just click on that. You can also refer to that as well. So you can see it. You can give appointment identity purpose, obviously, voice and persona, then speech characteristics, like conversation flow, like I mentioned before, appointment type determination, all these type of things, scheduling process, offer available time. So this is very big. Again, if you can do this, like you can also mention your policies, response, call management, because you can also call this agent and also text also. So that's why you can see this voice and persona. But yeah, you can do all of that. Now I'm going to show you how walk you through this tool building. Now this knowledge base, right now you currently have no knowledge base, but if you have, just enable this. I will just do that. Now let me just disable this thing over here. Let me see if this knowledge base is created. It's still getting generated. So I'll show you this API and also show you. Okay, they remove the pathways. Before in Voiceflow, just like a few weeks back, they had paths. I guess they removed that. Let me just check again. Click on new agent. Yeah, they removed paths. Let me just click on it. Yeah, they removed paths. So right now we can only remove through API call or a function. Before there used to be like a path option over here. Now they remove that. Okay, it's fine. Thank God I moved into this API because before I was building it through paths only. So right now we are going to be making an API. So we want to check availability. All that is going to build on make.com, right? So you're going to be sending information to this API to the webhook that you have created in make.com. So that's going to be an API request. So you'll be like create an API tool, click on that, give it a name. So this will be like check availability, something to just give like this. Input variables, leave it at the end because when you're giving the variables, you can already do that. It's a post request, so click on post. The header is nothing you're going to be sending. The body, you can either send it as JSON or form data. I showed you both ways also. So form data, you need to have a variable. So you'll be like, you need to create a variable. You can create the variable here itself. So if for this check availability, we're going to be sending the customer's preferred date and time, right? So we'll be like before date and time, before date time. So that's going to be the key. The value is where the variable you're going to be creating. So create a variable over here. You can rename this. Okay, yeah, you can rename over here. Just click on that. Rename it as before date time, something like that. So whenever, so let's say if the customer wants to book, when this agent asks the user like what's the preferred date and time, if the customer says like tomorrow at 1 p.m. or today at 3 p.m., that date thing is going to get stored in this preferred date time variable, and we're going to send this preferred date time to the webhook URL that you have created in main.com. So from there, and then the check availability flow works. So the post here is just going to be the URL. So if you just click on this run, you need to enter. Now it's not going to do anything because I haven't done anything, but that's how that is also done too. Now the same thing, now when you come over here, it is important that you give description, basically telling the agent like when you should use this agent. And I mentioned before, like in Voiceflow, when you make a webhook call, you need to capture the response that you will receive from the webhook response. So how do you do that? Just click on this press button over here, this object. So whenever in Voiceflow, you should always start with response dot spelling mistake. So response dot. So in webhook response, when you get a webhook response, you'll write it in JSON, right? So you'll be like something like result, or yeah, you'll be like result and here the result will be either available or not available, something like that. It will come, right? So now you can see this is the key and this is the value. So this import it in this response, when it captures the response, you need to enter this key over here. So it should be like response dot result, and that result, now here it is written in capital R. Now for example, if you write like response, the response dot result with small r, it will not work. It will not capture the result. It will show you an error because it is very case sensitive. It should be exactly like how you're given the key in the webhook response. So you just copy that. Where's this thing? Yeah, response. Then you type like response dot result. When you get that, now that result will come over here. Now you need to store that response also, right? So that response you're going to be storing in a variable. Create a new variable. You'll be like check availability tool response or time slot, something like that. Just give it a name. It is important you also give a description, because so that when you come back visit this variable, you'll understand what this variable stores. So you'll be like this variable stores if the users before date and time is available or not. So something like that. You can do that and click on create. So that's what in this LLM description will be like trigger this tool when trigger this tool to check if the users before date and time is available or not. So we can do like that. So that's basically a simple description of here. So when you do that, it will collect that and send it over to the this thing, the make.com tool. So that this how I build right now exactly with this check availability tool. The same thing you're going to be doing it with book appointment, cancel appointment, and reschedule appointment as well. So for book an appointment, let me do book appointment. You guys have seen. Let me see. Let me show you the can rescheduling one. So for rescheduling one, create an API tool. So for rescheduling an appointment, again it's going to be post request because you're going to be sending data to Mint.com. So you're sending it out from Voiceflow to make. So let's say, let me show you how to do it with JSON. The previous one I showed you with form data. So just let me click on draw. Now this is on JSON. So in JSON, you just open with the curly brackets and always starts with double quotes. So for rescheduling, what are the information that we're going to be collected? For rescheduling, the appointment already exists in our calendar. So we want to find the existing appointment that already exists. How do you do that? In Google Calendar, we need to take the appointment time. So we will ask for their email, the appointment time, the original one that they booked, and the new date and time. So we'll take their original date and time to find the calendar event in Google Calendar. We'll take their email, we'll collect their email to send an email confirmation that their appointment has been rescheduled, and we'll take the new date and time to reschedule the appointment. So those are the three data that we want. So we'll just enter the same thing over here. So we'll like email, okay, not over here, and we'll be like you can also enter variable as well if you have already created the variable. So I'll just show you how. First, I'll show you that. So let me go over here to create a variable. I'll show you how to create. So you can just go to this back to dashboard. When you go over here, you can see. Okay, you need to not go there. Sorry, my mistake. My bad. You need to go into this. uh, so over here, I guess you need to go to settings. Or where do I go? Interface, knowledge base, transcript. I actually forgot. Where do you go? I remember before it used to be over here variable. Okay, it's not there anymore. I don't know where it went. So okay, I don't know where it went. But the another way you can create a variable. Just click on this edit agent. So just click on any of the tools that you've created before. Just click on this plus, or you can just click on this. The same thing over here. Click on this form data, and over here. Oh no, let me just go back. Let me not do. So go back to this thing, the rescheduling appointment only. Go over there. You need to be creating appointments, right? Variables, right? So just click on this. In this save to variable, click on that, select a variable, click on create a variable. You already start creating the variable. So you'll be like email. So just click on this email, and then you don't want to save it over there. You want to save it to something, but I'm just doing this to create a variable. Click on email, then you'll be like new date, time, something like that. And then we also need to collect their existing date and time. So EXIST, existing date time. Just create that. You don't want to save all of this thing into this thing. Just create a new variable where you want to store the webhook response. Maybe like rescheduling success, something like that. So we are capturing the webhook response that we'll get from rescheduling into this rescheduling success. Now go back to this thing reschedule one. Rename this tool as reschedule appointment. Go over here. Now we created the variables right just now. So just over here, open with curly brackets and type email, close curly brackets, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Then go over here. We need new date. So what did we stay with us? New date and time. Was that it? Okay, it should show me the variables that I just created. I don't know why it's not showing. So let me just see. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing, but that's how you create this thing variables over here. So I actually don't know why it's not showing. So I don't know. Maybe something must be wrong. So let me just click on this form that I told you. So enter key here. You can see email. Okay, you can add. You can create a variable like here only. You can create the variable here only instead of going all through that. So that's how you just create for the rescheduling as well. So the same thing process for book and cancel appointment. So you can do that. And also don't forget that you need to capture the response. After let's say now you capture the response in this and you receive like the time slot is available. So when you said that you need to in this you need to specify like that you will receive a response from a webhook response. May ensure that you let the customer know about it. You'll be like the response is saved in this variable. So the response for the check availability is stored in time slot. So you'll be like you will find your response in time slot of this variable again. So just write it like. So that's how you can tell this thing agent to do that. So yeah, from there again you can also mention in this prompt as well like if the customer asks any questions after doing that. We also want to redirect them to like if they have like any questions to the FAQ one. So to do that like if like after it answers the question you can give like a button over here. Let me just drag and drop this one button. Can I not add button? No, I cannot add button. So I guess I need to do a message and then a button. We need to not turn off this exit every conversation talk. Let me say talk message. Wait, let me just go back. I guess the knowledge base is already created. Let me check. Yeah, it is. So I just copy paste that into Google Docs and act it as my knowledge base. Yeah, here let me just show you to walk you through the prompt that I've written over here. Now you can see like this thing is all connected to this booking agent. Before I used when I was first building this thing, I used to run into trouble like where it was giving me two responses where it was telling me like it has booked an appointment, then again used to tell me again it has booked an appointment. So that's why. Yeah, here input variables it's basically the same thing. Here form data, here is the book URL. So let me just walk you through the just see the prompt that I've written. Yeah, see you will receive and response from the tool calling and you will let the customer know about it. So that's how you will like. So then also give like bit more context. Now there are two types of response you will receive from calling check availability function. That is this one over here. One you might receive and response saying the time slot is available. Then you will move on to the second step that is book appointment by calling the book appointment function. Two, you might receive another response saying the time slot is not available. However, I can suggest two alternative time slot like that. And then I will like if the customer choose any one from the alternative time slot, take that, update the information, and then call the book appointment function. So like that, and also see cancel and rescheduling process. Yeah, that's it. And also remember to leave a final notes or something like that. Yeah, and also like in this voice agents, another important thing is like if for example if the customer says like if they want to book an appointment for tomorrow at 5 p.m., today at 12 p.m., next Monday at this date, or yesterday at 2 p.m., something like that, tell this voice agent to take those exact words because we are going to be converting that into UTC format in make.com. So tell that it should take like this only because I do this so because it's much more easier for you guys. So because in make.com, there's a system built-in variable called now, which basically tells the current date and time, and from that you can do all of that things. So that's basically how you build an entire appointment booking chatbot from step-by-step process. So that's how exactly I built. Now for this FAQs over here, I just drag it over here. Let me just go on. Oh, sorry, not over this thing. Click on prompt, or you can just directly connect it to knowledge base as well, or an FAQ agent. So you can just create an like just go here, click on this agent. You can just click on new agent. You just name it as FAQ agent, and you just write the prompt like your job is to answer customer questions or queries. You will refer to the knowledge base. When you do that, you just click on this enable and just exit this. So whenever the customer has some questions, it will go to this FAQ agent that you have built. So you can do that also. That's one way you can do. Another way I'll show you is directly connect it to knowledge base. So click on dev over here and you can see this KB search. Click on this KB search. Now to do that, okay, for that you need to capture this thing, customer's question. So to do that, you cannot do through buttons or choices over here. I don't think so. You can do this KB search. This KB search is useful, like for example, like you have a message over here and you have a listen node that is a capture node. So to do use KB search, you need to use this capture node. In this capture node, you will click on this, capture the entire user reply, and you will save it into like let's say last recurrence. Now let me just delete this thing. So when it is now the entire whatever user says, it's saved into this last occurrence. So then you connect this thing into this KB search over here. And in this KB search, the question you can see the question tab will be last occurrence. So because the question or the user's question is saved in this last occurrence, so that's going to be the question. And the chunks to variable is basically the response you receive from the KB. Where do you want to store that? So usually just store it in their inbuilt variable called something called chunks. If they still have that, okay, they don't have that. Before there used to be an inbuilt variable called chunks. Now you can just create a variable called KB answers, something like that. Just do that, and whatever the response you get from the knowledge base is going to be saved into this thing. Now you can also see not found part. So for example, if the this thing if you can't find any answer in your knowledge base, you can go down to this not found path. So that's another thing. So when you get this last occurrence, go over here, go to this top, click on this message, and you just enter the variable where the that is KB answer, because that's where the knowledge response will be. You can just click on that. Then after that, you can be like another message. You can do be like, is there anything else I can help you with? Something like that. Click on question mark, and you can give like a buttons or a choice. Let's say buttons you give. Click on this, drag and drop over here. The buttons will be like yes or no. Just go over here. So if they say yes, then again you can loop it back. So if they say yes, you can just loop it back to this. If they say no, you can just end the conversation. So that's how that's another way of how a chatbot can answer from the knowledge base. Now this takes a lot of tests. This is like the old way of building chatbot. So you can also do that as well. Or you can just go over here, click on this, or sorry, in this prompt. You can just click on this prompt thing over here, create a prompt, and when you do the prompt, you can also connect that into this knowledge base over here. So this prompt is basically a response AI. So you just tell this prompt what it should do. From that prompt, it will go down to this knowledge base, and from there it will capture. So that's another way of doing. But I do recommend like create an FAQ agent, and from there you can easily access the knowledge base directly from there instead of going all to this multiple steps, because it will save time for you. So that's how I would go about creating that FAQ agent. The contact us page is basically you can create whatever you want, like a message, whatever you want. So that's all there is to Voiceflow. If you know this much is more than enough. You do not need to know like how to use that function tab or that custom action on this thing. I seriously don't know how to use all of those things. I never bothered looking those things. You can do all of these things just like how I showed you right now. That is more than enough. Like maybe like when you join a team or something like with other developers, you might learn from them or something like that. So you can also do that. Now I didn't explain you the image card carousel. I guess those are all pretty self-explanatory. So that's all. So I guess that's it for the step-by-step process of how I built the video that the Voiceflow appointment booking chatbot. So that's how I built it. So I hope you guys, I don't know, I hope you guys understood because it's like a pretty long video. It's like a 50-minute video. So if you have any doubts, obviously you can leave down the comment. I will reply to you. Or I will reply to you. And also, if you business owner who wants to implement these type of chatbots or voice agents or some type of automations like let's say CRM automation or email automations, something like that, you can always reach out to me by booking a call or you can just email me at my email address. So that's it for the video, and I guess in my next video I'm going to be showing you CRM pipeline. So basically, let's say for if you're hiring, let me just give you a preview of the video that I'm going to be doing next. So you're hiring someone, you're sending that guy into your CRM, and from that CRM, you trigger certain type of automations like send an automatic reply, Gmail, and if the if the employee moves on to the next stage of your hiring process, then do certain type of automation, something like that. I'm going to show you. So that's it, I guess. So peace.